All right. Hi guys. Sorry. More tech. Now it plays. We're waiting for the song to download and now it's gonna play.
So you're gonna get to the front there. Okay.
All right. So, are you gonna come up?
Yeah.
So, welcome to our fourth Stop the Pain show.
Marbley said shalom.
Hi, Marbley. Is Lance there with you? If he is, how's it, Lance? And anybody else that might be there? Again, we just want to say thank you for showing up to our fourth show. This is going to be, again, just more information and concerns about our health, how to stay healthy, how to keep healthy, how to prevent from getting sick and ill. And, oh, gosh.
It's a lot of information to cover.
Yeah, there's so much, especially with EMFs. It's so complex. So today I'm going to try to make sense of it all. Melo just took your seat again. So I just wanted to, I guess, open up in prayer and we can get started.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good.
Father God, we thank you so much for this time of fellowship. We ask that on this show, Lord, you would provide us a treasure chest of information that could give us information to keep us from getting ill, sick, or from dying. That you would give us, Lord, ways to mitigate all this harmful EMF fields that's going to be encompassing our bodies, Lord. We ask that you give us a way to also protect ourselves, all the types of shielding, natural and man-made, that would help us, Lord, live a little longer to serve you all the more. We thank you again for this time. In Yeshua's name we pray. Amen. All right. So.
Okay, go ahead and teach then.
Okay, thank you. Babe, we have a bottle of water, please.
Oh, sure.
So, guys, being that this is our fourth show, I want to point out some wrong one. Okay. Need to get all my information ready. Pictures. Okay. So, when we left off last week, we spoke about. Oh, thank you. Hold on. I got bumped off. Okay. I'm going to show you guys some slides. I'm going to get out of the way so you guys can see what's happening. Okay, am I out of the way? All right. Yes. Remember last time I told you there were 4 types of EMFs, or electromagnetic fields. All of them are dangerous. All of them are unique and different. On the top left corner, we have the magnetic fields, and Lisa, may I have my yardstick? The most prominent source of magnetic field exposure is what? Building wiring issues, which in general are beyond the ability of the regular householder to deal with. So the measurements again, and you know, this is true to a sense where measurements and expert assistance is needed in order to find out what the magnetic fields are in your house or apartment or tiny home. What you would need is a Gauss meter, Gauss, Gauss meter. And those are actually, they have those, they're pretty affordable, pretty cheap. But keep in mind that not 1 meter will cover all of these 4 different areas. Okay, 1 meter may cover 2, but not all 4. Okay. Then the next field is your electric field, electromagnetic field. And you notice the word electric here, which is electro, magnetic, okay. And this covers these 2 right here. RF falls under this too, but it's a totally different type of radiation. But we'll get to that, okay. Electric fields is the most prominent source of electric field exposure. And this is again found in ungrounded appliances. Okay, and when I say ungrounded, you notice that there are some cords that have 3 prongs and some have 2 prongs. The 3 prongs means it's grounded. That's very good. If it's 2 prongs, then you know it's not grounded, and that could be questionable. But you're going to get stuff like table lamps that only have two prongs. Okay, and so what do you do in that case? You put a third conductor. You know. You attach a ground cable or a cord that has a ground cable. So again, you want to have grounding, okay? That or you either shield the power cord on the lamp, okay? So you have options, but electric fields is the most prominent, okay? The next field is radio frequency, or also known as RF. The most prominent source of radio frequencies exposure comes from what? Cell phones. What everybody has. You know, they say that in India, 60% of the country has water. The other 40% don't have water, fresh water, okay? But in India, they also say that over 93% of the people have cell phones. So there are more cell phones than there is fresh water in India. Go figure, yeah? All right, so cell phones, Wi-Fi systems. And when you say Wi-Fi systems, we're talking about your modems, and your modems is what brings in your internet, okay, service. And then a lot of times people will hook up to their modems Wi-Fi or wireless routers, okay. And Wi-Fi pretty much means, you know, wireless. Anything that's wireless is a Wi-Fi type of system, and this is the biggie when it comes to radio frequency or RF radiation, okay. If you are able to minimize your cell phone use and your Wi-Fi use, then now you will reduce the potential radiation that you're getting from them. If you could do without it, even better. Okay, so this is radio frequency, RF. Okay, last week I spoke about dirty electricity. Okay, dirty electricity again it says it's another prominent source of the most prominent cause of dirty electricity is electrical noise, okay, which is the traditional term on building electrical wiring. And this is caused by any electronic loads connected to the building wiring. If your wiring is not done correctly, you're going to get dirty electricity, okay? You're also going to have electric fields too. But today, I want to talk about this, electric fields. So last week, dirty electricity. I want to touch on electric fields. And let's go back to the beginning. Here we go. Sorry, this is the clearest I could get as far as these slides. If it looks fuzzy or blurry on your phone or laptop or iPad, sorry about that. Don't try to adjust it, okay? But electric field basics. AC means alternating current. Again, there's DC, which is your battery run type of items. Battery such as, flashlights, okay? But when it comes to plugging things into your house outlets, your receptacles in your walls, that's going to be your alternating current, okay? This is produced by differences in electric voltage, okay? It's measured with a voltmeter, not a Gauss meter. If you can read that, this is what measures magnetic radiation. But a voltmeter is what measures electric fields, okay? And similar, again, when you look at this, it's similar to the pressure in a water hose, okay? And I shared this last time, that when you turn the spigot on your water hose, then your water hose has water in it, and it goes all the way to your water gun, for example. And all that water pressure in your hose is related to what happens when you turn the breaker, the fuse breaker on your fuse box. When it's off, there's no power going into the Romex, to the wires in your house. But once you hit the breaker and turn it on, then it shoots. It's like shooting water into the hose. Electrical current now goes into your wiring system in your house, okay? And this is where the dangerous part comes in, is that now you have a electric field in your home, okay? Now, sources of AC electric field exposure, okay? You remember, and I'm sorry again, I see this as very blurry, I love things that are clear. But this is your house when it was being constructed. Notice the studs, notice the holes drilled into each 2x4, okay? And then, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a wire running through. That's your Romex, okay? And your Romex is going to an outlet, or electrical receptacle, another electrical receptacle, okay, also known as outlets. And when the AC field is turned on, okay, all these wires in your walls, now you're going to have drywall on top of these studs, okay? When the breaker is turned on, you have current going into the wires, okay? Even though you got nothing plugged into it, you have power in your walls, okay? That power I was sharing again, I touched on last week, extends up to 6 to 8 feet from the plastic jacketed wiring, also known as Romex. That's the Romex made a killing because they're the only guys that really makes this stuff. Well, they're the most popular ones that are in your walls. And when I say it extends 6 to 8 feet, the pulsating power, the oscillating power of the electrical current is not just coming out from your outlet, it's coming out from your wiring as well. And when it says it extends 6 to 8 feet, this is even when you have drywall on top of it, okay? It goes past the drywall, 6 to 8 feet into the room. And like I said, if your bed is anywhere near the wall, which is highly unlikely because it's normally up against the wall, you have small bedrooms, you are getting this 6 to 8 feet coverage or power, extended power or field going into your body, okay? If that wasn't bad enough, when you plug in a lamp, say next to your bed, that cord, this cord that has 2 prongs on it, ungrounded, 6 to 8 feet, that power, that electric field extends from that cord that's on this lamp. So if this cord is right next to your head, this lamp is right next to your head, guess what? You thought the wall was closer to you. No, this lamp is actually even closer. And the cord that's running from the lamp, that's 6 to 8 feet from the cord that's hitting your head, hitting your organs in your body. And guess what? You're getting exposed, okay? Now, the further away you put yourself, okay, from the lamp or from the walls, that electric field decreases in power, okay? So you're not getting zapped as badly. Still getting zapped, but not as badly, okay? Now, this again affects people primarily while they're sleeping, because when you're in your bedroom, what is that normally for? To go to bed, right? Besides any other nocturnal activities you might have in mind. Okay. This is what you call dangerous. Okay. Now, AC electric field exposure. What are some of the sources? Okay. Some of the large sources of exposure comes from electric blankets. Okay. For those of you that sleeps with electric blankets, especially all of you guys up sleeping up in the cold. Somebody want to let her out? Oh.
It's just the fleas that biting.
Okay.
It's just
No.
like a pill.
Okay, the electric blankets is one thing. Okay, that'll give you a lot of exposure to ACY. Probably not grounded, and then the heating element inside of the blanket is the load. Lisa, let her out. Thank you. Sorry, my cat's going crazy here. I think she's feeling the electric field exposure, and she's just telling us that this is not a safe place to be right now.
I think the fleas are feeling it too.
Oh man. Okay, so electric blankets. My wife has 2 of these electric heating pads. Huh. And every time she's in pain, guess what she does? She takes out her heating pad. Guess what she's not using anymore? Her heating pads. We're gonna probably throw those away because that's actually not good for anybody. But if you're up in the north and you're freezing your butt off, yep, I can see where you're gonna say, I'm gonna keep it so I don't freeze to death. I'll get radiation exposure, but I won't freeze.
I think
Okay.
that's why they used to tell the stories about a brick that was wrapped in something.
Oh.
Putting in the bed with you.
Oh yeah, you heat up the brick, either in your fireplace or in your oven, and you heat it up and you wrap it up with cloth, and then the brick now has all that heat contained in it. Okay, so you call a ceramic heater. So another source of electric field exposure is your waterbed heater. Now this is actually kind of old. I don't know how many people have water beds now, but they have heaters too, and the same thing. You have a field that's present even though these devices are turned off. I mean, these blankets, heating pads, and waterbed heaters can be off, but if they're plugged in, guess what? The wires that leads up to these things are giving you electric field exposure, okay? And that's not a good thing, all right? What are some of the instruments you can use to help monitor or determine if you're getting electric field exposure, okay? When it comes to electric fields, you can use a body voltage meter, okay? A body voltage meter or a handheld meter, okay? And these meters, you can look them up on Amazon, you know, and read it through. Make sure you're getting something that's decent. Stay away from the tri-field, okay? The tri-field meter, TRI-FIELD. There's been some problems with that. Well, the problem is that they don't give you a low enough reading on lower fields, okay, lower, they call it ELF, extremely low frequencies. A lot of times the trimeter does the higher frequencies, but not the lower frequencies. And when it comes to electric fields, we're talking the extremely low frequency, ELF. And so the tri-field will not help you. You'll be spending money and it'll say, oh, I'm safe. When in reality, you're probably not safe, but it's giving you a reading that it's not made to give you a lower frequency reading.
So don't get the tri-field.
Do not get the tri-field meter, no. But you got these other ones here. These are professional ones. Okay, this is your gigahertz meters, okay? And if you got about $1,200 to $2,000 extra lying around, these are the guys that maybe you might want to get into, you know. For some of you, yep, you have a very deep pockets, then yeah, get the good stuff. You get what you pay for, right? So that's what happens when you go to Whole Foods. You spend a lot of money on supposedly whole, healthy, organic food, and it's costs way more than Foodland or what other stores are there?
Safeway.
Safeway. Oh, in the mainland. What's the popular stores in
Walmart.
Walmart, yeah. Okay, so EMF meters and instruments for electric fields now, okay? This is, again, strictly for electric fields I'm talking about. Have any questions or comments? Chime in to Lisa.
Yeah, Marvelly said that she's asking because she uses heating pads a lot when she's in pain. So she's talking about the Japanese beanbag ones. You know, the ones you can heat in the microwave.
Yep, in the microwave, yeah.
That's a good alternative.
Oh, yes. The bean bags. They have bean bags that you get, especially from Japan, and that you heat up in the microwave and for a minute or two, and that thing comes out hot. But it doesn't last as long as you'd like it to last. I mean, it'll get you heated up and warm, but you know how all things, eventually it's going to lose its energy and get colder and colder.
It cools off.
Yeah. And see, the whole idea behind sleeping is that you want to sleep uninterrupted. Speaking of sleeping uninterrupted, thank you, Marvelly. Adverse health effects from exposure to AC electric fields. Okay? When you're getting zapped through the walls or through your electrical cords that's going to your appliances, when I say appliances, I mean like your alarm clock or your lamp or your TV in the bedroom. How many of you spoiled people got TVs in your bedrooms? We used to. My wife kept telling me, get rid of it, get rid of it. And I fought tooth and nail to keep it in there.
For 10 years.
Yep. But when I started really studying about the EMF dangers, oh, it was out the next night, okay? So my nice big 55-inch LED flat screen TV was within our bedroom is no longer there. Yeah, I know. I gotta watch TV downstairs now, so.
I get hand-me-downs.
Lance and Justin Mack say hi to you.
Hey, Lance, Justin Mack. Welcome, guys.
Tammy
Well-
George, Sevens,
Seven. Oh, Tammy George and Sevens. How you
and Philip.
doing, Joshua? And Philip. All right. All right. So, health. AC electric fields will prevent deep stage 4 sleep. What does that mean? Well, I have this beautiful graphic on the bottom, which I can barely see. But anything that's maroon in color or red, whatever you see here, this is supposed to be yours. This is supposed to be your sleep stage here, okay? And when it gets to stage 1, stage 2, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 is down here on the bottom, okay? You want to get this to the stage 4 sleep where it's really deep, okay? This is where your body's really healing. Then after what did they say, about a few minutes, 15, 20 minutes of stage 4 sleep, you start to go back to stage 3, then stage 2. Then you come to this rest period, this blue right here, okay? That's the first cycle. This first cycle lasts approximately 90 minutes, okay? Then you go to the second cycle. Then you go from stage 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And, you know, and here, sometimes you go back to stage 3, stage 2, then go back to stage 3, stage 4. You know, it's not always regular. But as long as you're getting some stage 4, this is good. Then after 90 minutes again, it comes back to this rest period where it's about 15 minutes of rest or in between stages. Then you get to the next stage, the next cycle, and you go through this system again, rest, another. Ideally, 4 to 5 cycles is what your body is supposed to be getting when it comes to sleep, okay? 4 to 5 cycles. So if you multiply 4 cycles by 90 minutes, that's an hour. 90 is an hour and a half. That's 3 hours. 3 times 2 is 6. 7.5 hours. If you can get 7.5 hours of sleep, then you're probably getting all 4 or 5 cycles, which is very good. Okay, but this is the bummer part. If your electric fields are irradiating you, exposing you to its current while you're sleeping, you may not get the deep stage 4 sleeps that you are required to, the way God intended us. What happens if we don't get enough stage 4 sleep? It diminishes normal nighttime production of what? Melatonin. Okay? And don't think that you can go to the vitamin store, buy a bottle of melatonin, and make up for it. Okay? Not the same. You want to get the natural melatonin that your body produces while you're sleeping. This is the way God created us. And the way He created us is really so complex and yet so awesome because God knows what He's doing, you know? In fact, that's why we sleep, is that our body can repair itself every day, or I should say every night, because during the course of our day when we're working, teaching, and doing whatever activities we have, you know, we're getting exposed. We're getting depleted of our energy, and this is where our bodies recharge themselves and get rejuvenated. Okay, when we sleep.
Yeah, Justin Mack has a really good testimony. He started unplugging all of his electrical in his room and turned off his Wi-Fi. He turned off his Wi-Fi router, and he said that he sleeps with the EMF blocker on too.
Oh yeah.
And he said he's been having a lot of lucid dreams. Like
he's been dreaming now. He's getting into the stage 4.
Yeah.
Very good. Awesome, Justin Mack. Thanks for the testimony. You know, really, it's about keeping us as healthy as possible and as safe as possible. And so thanks for applying that. Because if you don't get enough sleep, what does it happen? It causes chronic fatigue, okay? And I'm not just talking about fatigue. Some people actually have this thing called chronic fatigue. This is every day they're feeling so worn down and tired. It's chronic, okay? Fibromyalgia. My wife knows what this word is very well. She's done a lot of research on it because why? She's got it, okay? That's why I turn off the circuit breakers to our bedroom in hopes that she won't have any more fibromyalgia flare-ups, okay? Sleep disorders. Again, sleep disorders, there's so many of these sleep disorders, okay? Which again, my wife gets. Oh, look at this. Restless leg syndrome, RLS. My wife also has this, okay? She's kicked Isaac, her daughter Alena, you know, when they were kids, sleeping in the bed. That's why Isaac has brain damage today. Too many whacks in the head from her feet, okay? I'm not sure if that's totally true, but I wasn't there because I didn't meet her yet. But
I know I moved.
yeah, but it causes that. And guess what? Allergies are another thing that it causes. There's a host of other things, but just for this slide, these are some of the things that actually come across when you have AC electric fields interrupting your sleep, okay? Hyperactivity, depression, headaches, suicidal thoughts. Oh wait, that's part of depression. You know, I mean, when you think about it, sleep is so important, you know? And you know, it's funny is because Isaac, he works as a security guard, and Isaac doesn't sleep during the times when God made it for us to sleep, during the nights. He's actually working. So he comes home and he goes to his room at about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Then he closes the blackout curtains, turns the AC on if it's hot, and he gets his sleep then. But see, he's still getting his sleep. My question is, son, are you getting 6 to 7.5 hours sleep? You know?
I know, it depends on how loud you guys are.
Yeah, I know. I am always working. I'm always doing things. And you know what? I'm sad to say sometimes when I'm operating my electric saws or whatnot, or I'm working in the house, I don't help Isaac in his sleep. So that's not good. All right, moving on. Okay. What are the improvements with the reduction of AC electric fields? Okay. We get stage 4 sleeps, okay? This is again an improvement. Your increased normal time of melatonin production. The longer you sleep, the longer the body produces melatonin when you're sleeping, okay? What happens, what does it result in? Increased vitality and alertness, okay? Your reduction of muscle pain and joint stiffness. Okay. You have increase in flexibility. Oh, Isaac's checking the.
Put your face in there. It's
He's trying higher. Hi guys.
there you go.
My tech guy's trying to get the camera to focus in again. All right. So, increase in flexibility and range of motion. You know when you're young, don't you remember how flexible you are? How you could do the splits? How you could stretch, touch your toes? Man, try doing it when you're 60 years old or more, huh, Marvelly? I know you're not 60 yet, Marvelly, but I know you're younger than me. But You know, when you get old, your body gets so stiff. Must have all been at all at electric fields, you know, sleeping all those decades. Reduction again, fatigue, allergies, depression, reduction in cancer. Wow. You also have a greater response to medical therapies. I mean, again, I want to mention that medical therapies are good in a way, but that's not the in all answer. And so Isaac wants me here now. Okay.
Yeah, it keeps kind of blurring, and when you go back in, it gets clear.
Oh.
It's just,
It's all that electric field behind me. I'm getting zapped right now. But I'm going to sacrifice myself for a half hour so you guys can get all this information.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So how do we how do we reduce electric field exposure? We create an electrically clean sleeping environment. Again, like I said, turning off the breakers is really one of the best things you can do because there's no current at all in your bedroom. I mean, you're going to have to do some changes as far as lighting at night and all that. And again, I'm going to address that really shortly. Ideally, you use flexible steel or aluminum metal clad or rigid EMT conduits. See this right there, this picture? This is all metal around the Romex or wires.
Wow.
Using this is better. So if you're going to build a brand new home, I don't know how many people are in that classification because I'm not.
That's what Max said, you're not getting zapped, you're wearing the halo.
Oh, I get the halo. That's right. I get the halo one. But if you're building a new home, you want to use this, not just Romex. Okay? Build your house to make it green and safe. Okay? At least within 6 to 8 feet around, above and below each bed. Again, see when you have these things, especially around the bedroom, above the bedroom, around the bedroom, or below the bedroom, use this so you don't get zapped. Or like I said, turn off the circuit breaker. So much cheaper, so much easier. Okay? Oh, here we go. Put a shut off switch for outlets within 6 to 8 feet of the bed. And that shut off switch is a simple thing you plug into the outlet and you plug your lamp to it, and it's got a little switch, a little toggle switch. And by doing that, you can shut off all the current going to that wire in your lamp, okay, to your lamp. But like I said, that's okay, but better, turn off the circuit breaker. No power in the bedroom. It's so much better, so much safer, okay? This reduces electric fields in day use, okay? Doing the shut-off switch, or just turning off the circuit breaker. You know, ever since I turned off the circuit breaker to our bedroom, was it? About a week ago, a week and a half ago, I have not turned it back on. I just left it off. So daytime, nighttime, it's safe to go in there. Lisa's there during the day and the night a lot.
Sleeping a lot better.
Because she's sleeping a whole lot better. She's getting a lot of REM, stage 4, REM 4. So, again, it makes a big difference if you just shut off the circuit breaker, okay? Or you could rewire your lamps and appliances with a shielded AC power cord. This gets pricey. I actually went out to look for it online. $1.84 a foot of this type of shielded AC power cord. $1.84. So if you get 6 feet, that's gonna cost what? About $10. You know what I mean? Doesn't sound like much, but you know what? That's just for the cable. You still have to plug it in and all, rewire your lamp, put a plug on the end. Okay? All right. Reducing. Can I move? Can I get back out here so I can look?
let's find out.
Did it change?
So far, so good.
Okay. Reduce electric field exposure. Okay? When you do reduce electric field exposure, that remote shut-off switch, again, is these are some of here. This is what I was talking about right here. You see the little toggle switch right there in the top? There's a plug here, and then you plug in your item, your wall item, especially the ones that are not grounded, right to this, because that has a two-hole receptacle. Okay. In short term, unplug all AC power cords 6 to 8 feet from the bed. Plug-in switches, shielded power strip. This is your shielded power strip right here. $1.84 per foot. Just turn off the breaker. Rewire your lamp with new cord. Again, that's this right here. Avoid electric blankets, electric heating pads. Sorry, Marvelly, you're gonna have to go back to the bean bag and to maybe some bricks. But how comfortable is that, having a brick on top of you? Yeah, I know. Use battery-operated clocks. Okay, now here, look. battery operated clocks and battery operated lights. Okay, to again, and here, look, you have the flashlight. Okay, good old flashlight does the job to get around at night, or you have other forms of flashlights. You know, okay.
Oh, that was clear.
My wife bought me this nice. You put it around your neck so you can read at night, and you see this, right? So you can walk around the bedroom at night without stumbling into things, because now you're giving yourself some light to work with. Shucks. For those of you spelunkers, you know, those of you that use the headlamps, you put this on your head. Here, demonstration time. This is what I used to work with. This is one of the best things I ever got to work with, is a headlamp. Bright LED, but does the job. And I took my job site light. So when I work at certain job sites and they have no lighting, there's no power or anything, I just get this. It is a Milwaukee brand, but it's battery operated. This kind of light, you know, you can put it in the corner of your bedroom, turn it on, and it'll light the entire room. And again, because it's not plugged into the wall, it's safe. Okay, it's battery operated. You plug in the battery here. It has
Damn, son, where'd you find
a
this?
jack where you can plug it in also. You can plug it into the wall. But in this case, the reason I'm not using that is because I want to use the battery, which is DC power, not AC power. And by doing this, I keep the room safe from any electric fields. Okay, so, all right, back to it. Your laptop, and I spoke to Lisa about this last night because she's got a MacBook Pro. Her power cord has only 2 prongs, not 3. Toss it over. 2 prongs, not 3. For those of you Mac users, even you, Justin Mac, I know you may not have an Apple, but your name is on this. You better be 3-pronged, Justin. Okay? If you're not doing it right. All right, Justin. Thanks for being my guinea pig again. Okay, but
He likes your light. That's awesome.
oh yeah, that's a great light to have. Okay, so the laptop, and I want to share short information about this, because when it's not grounded, if it's not plugged in and it doesn't have a grounding wire, you're looking at about 5 to 6 volts per meter, which is way above the safe range. 1 volt per meter is already dangerous. 5 to 6 for a laptop, especially when you put your hands on the laptop. Now you have all that electric field going into your body. I take that back. 5 to 6 is when you're not touching it. When you touch it, when you touch your laptop, it jumps up to 44, 45 volts per meter. So that's 44, 45 times the beginning of being unsafe. These laptops are really dangerous. You gotta watch these things, guys. I'm telling you. Laptops, make sure you got it grounded. And if you're gonna use it, make sure the plug is in. If you have the 3-prong ground, work with it with the plug, because it's grounding. If you take your laptop without the plug, now you're exposing yourself to dangerous amounts of voltage. Okay. Reduce electric field exposure. Okay, earthing pad. Okay, thousands of testimonials from people that have grounded their items correctly. And again, it's all about grounding. Okay, you will not. And earthing is another word for grounding. Okay. I have to tell you, when it comes to AC power, it always finds its way back to its source. Okay, if it's coming from a transmitter, or not transmitter, transformer. When it comes from a transformer, the electric power coming from a transformer has to find its way back to the transformer. That's why the electrical wiring is so important in your house. If you have problems or errors in your electrical wiring, then you're going to get magnetic radiation on top of electric field radiation. It is so complex and it's so dangerous. Okay, So you need to make sure that everything is grounded as much as possible, okay? Man-made electric fields to earth, your body. Okay, so the body is a conductor. You know, if you were to, again, touch an electric field and you're standing on ground, you will feel it going through your body, okay? The problem with some people is that they're electrically or electromagnetically hypersensitive or very sensitive, and they will feel, they can sense the radiation in the room. But if they were to touch something that had a lot of power going through it, like a laptop, okay, then now it's going to show this body voltage meter I mentioned earlier will show levels through your body. It'll show what kind of current is going through you. So again, best way to reduce electric field exposure levels in the bedroom is to have an earthing pad, or making sure that there is some type of grounding pad that you may have. And a grounding pad is something that you, again, hook up, all right? And it only when you plug it into the outlet, it doesn't go into the hot and the two prongs. It only goes into the ground. You notice that the three holes in a outlet, the round one is your ground plug. And believe it or not, that's what you want, is to get an earthing pad or grounding pad, and it plugs right into the ground in your outlet. All right. Let's see. Reduce electric field exposure. Again, ungrounded laptop. The AC cords, you know, the power cords. That's the big thing. Lisa just ordered a new one with the grounding. Cost her how much, Lisa? $14, $18?
$10.
Oh, $10. Lisa got a $10 cord on Amazon. Yeah. So she can take this thing out.
Justin Mack said he has Windows.
Oh, Windows. Ah, Justin Mack, you're not being loyal to your name.
You made the joke already.
Okay, so again, grounding your laptop again is big. Okay. Any item that you're plugging into your outlets in your bedroom has to be three-pronged, okay, to be grounded. But like I said, if you can avoid turning on the power, even safer. And then they got this little thing here. See this right here? I got a better picture right here. I got my own. This little item I got from Home Depot. Can you see it? There? Okay. See the three prongs? And you notice how it's got lights in the back, okay? You plug this thing into your outlet. And when you plug it into your outlet, gosh, let me turn the power on to this cord. There we go. Notice it's glowing now.
There we go.
Power is going on. I'll unplug it and watch when I plug it in. Two lights come on. Two orange lights comes on. And when you read the diagram, the explanation or the legend here, it says that when you have two lights, the two orange lights come on, you have correct wiring, which means your grounding is working good, and your power, your AC, the black wire and the white, the neutral, everything's working fine. Okay, this is a good way to check each outlet in your house. If it's not too orange, and it's like, say, red and orange, then you're gonna have, okay, Isaac's telling me to bring it closer. Can you read it now, Isaac? Kind of blurry. I'll give you a better picture. They have a legend here that tells you what could be wrong if these two orange lights are not lit up. And it'll kind of tell you whether you have an open ground, open neutral, open hot, hot and ground reverse, hot and neutral reverse. I mean, this small, I think this is like $10 too. This thing is so, how can I say this? So important to check the wiring in your house. Okay, so I want to share this with you. Home Depot item. It's a Klein tool. I'm sure they have other companies that make them, but this is what you want to do to start checking all the outlets and to check the wiring in your house. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because bad wiring will not only give you electric field exposure, but magnetic field exposure too. Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Okay, we went through this already. Okay, just again more pictures of this three-prong versus the two-prong. And summary. Flow of current produces magnetic fields. Okay, so again, even though we're talking about electric fields, the current also produces magnetic fields. pressure of voltage produces electric fields. This is what we're talking about today. EMFs, electromagnetic fields, are found at various frequencies. I'm talking about from 1 hertz all the way up to quadrillion hertz. Now, when I say quadrillion, you're talking about quadrillion cycles per second. Per second. I don't know how you can even imagine that per second. This is like where gamma rays are coming in, and you're getting totally nuked. Okay. Meters and instruments used as detectors. Again, I showed you some of that. Again, EMS will. It says can. I say will cause health problems. And again, design your home and office to avoid EMF in the first place. In other words, if you're building a new home, great. If not, you know what? Make it EMF safe. Okay? And that's it. Okay. I'm turning this part off. Turning the TV off. I'm going to come up in front. Now, guys. Hi, everybody. I want you guys to, take this information seriously. Look into the things that you can do. There are things that you are capable of doing to help, again, reduce the EMF. If you can eliminate it, eliminating is like turning off the circuit breaker, so we eliminate it in our bedrooms. But if you cannot do that, then at least reduce it. So that way you don't get zapped as much, okay? It's important to consider this because now you are the test guinea pig. You will tell whether you're feeling better or not when you start being proactive in taking these measures of reducing the EMFs, okay? And again, like I said, last week was dirty electricity. This week is electric field exposure. Next week, I think I'll do radiation, okay? Radiation exposure. And, when I talk about radiation exposure, this is what gives kids like leukemia, young kids, babies and whatnot, the deadly stuff, okay? And then the week after that, I'll talk about RF, the radio frequencies, okay? Because this is one area of health consideration. Take it seriously, okay? And go past me. If you can go on YouTube and do your own research, all the better. I'm researching everything I can on YouTube. It helps. You can too. But I also want to bring up something else. Because, when it comes to your health, there's a lot of things that are affecting us internally already. I mentioned before that in our teeth, if you've got those silver fillings, the amalgam inside your teeth, guess what you got inside of you? Mercury. Mercury is never a good thing to have inside of you, okay? And, I don't know about you, but, I brush as much as I can, and Lisa does too. But I want to bring to your attention something which is actually of concern. And I just thought about this, okay? Whenever you hear of a friend having kidney stones, kidney stones, I never had it, but they say it's painful. The most painful thing, because when you try to urinate, oh man, it's I heard it's not good. It's not good. It makes a big man crumple down into a crying little boy. Okay? But one of the ways that they break up the kidney stones, if you can't pass it through naturally, when you're urinating, is you go to the doctor and they put you in a tub and they turn on the sonic waves, and they use the sonic waves and they focus it in your kidney area to break up the kidney stones. All right? And kidney stones, when you see it, when it comes out, it's like rock. Okay, it's calcification. They say people that drink soda. I had a friend that would drink soda all the time, no water. He'd have kidney stones every time. Doctor told him, hey, if you don't stop drinking soda and start drinking water, you'll see me again. You know what I mean? It'll be constant. He had to change his. He had to make some very big decisions and stop drinking soda. Okay, so getting back to amalgams. Oh, what does sonic have to do with amalgam? Philips Sonicare Electric toothbrush. Okay, you can hear it, right? This gives off sonic waves because it says by doing that, it'll clean your teeth even better. But have you ever thought about what else sonic waves can do? Because if you have fillings in your teeth, especially the silver amalgam, guess what's going to jog it loose or break it up? And once the amalgam starts leaking into your blood system, then it goes into your body. You know, again, this is not, there's no research done on this, but if you put 1 + 1 and it's supposed to equal 2, sonic and fillings, I don't think that's the best thing you can do. And I've been using this for quite some time now, all right? I've resorted back to this. My wife bought this, what is this? What kind of toothbrush is this?
Bamboo.
Bamboo, wooden, everything's natural toothbrush. And then we use organic toothpaste, and the organic toothpaste, some of them has cannabis inside, or hemp, you know, which is even better. We got that too. Okay, so now my this has been turned into this because we're trying to stay safe. Okay, you don't want to have dental issues. My wife has again dental issues also. She has a host of issues. I'm gonna call her Mrs. Issue. Not Mrs. George, but Mrs. Issue.
Everything actually started with the dental issues.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, we need to start thinking about our overall health. Okay, this is a Stop the Pain, right? This program is called Stop the Pain. Not just about EMFs, but about everything. Okay, I want you guys to think it through as well, and start thinking what can you do to make yourself and keep yourself safer and healthier. All right, and if you guys have something that comes to mind, God gives you a revelation. Shoot it to us, email us, chat it to Lisa or Isaac, and then we'll put it on a program. And again, and we'll give you the credit because you know why? We're all in this together, that we can all help one another to stay healthier and to be protected. Okay, that's really what it's all about. Yes.
Marbley has a question.
Yes, Marvelly.
Noble, can I convert my little plug and coil lamps to a battery or a rechargeable battery or crank power?
The corded lamps.
Like in her Koa, she has coil lamps. Can
Oh.
convert a plug in there to a battery, or how easy is that?
The AC power versus DC power are totally different. And your lamps that are AC wired, to convert them to DC battery, it's going to be different. It's going to be, I'm not a electrician per se, but to convert them over, I will look into it and get back to you. I'll see if there's any easy way to convert them over. I know you have a nice heirloom Koa type of lamp you don't want to get rid of. You know, gosh, I have to get back to you. Good question though, thank you. If anybody out there has an answer to that, if you guys know anything about AC to DC conversion, chime in, let us know. Again, we field all things. I don't know it all, and I'm not going to ever profess that I do, but I'm here to help everybody as much as possible, and we can help each other. So, anything else coming to? Oh, guess what? I just completed rescreening all my windows. I have aluminum screens on all my windows now. Remember I mentioned before I brought the roll of aluminum screening? Took off the fiberglass mesh, put aluminum screening in there, and now we're at least shielded by the windows, okay? I need to cover the other half. You know this windows, sliding windows, you open it and you can breathe, right? That's where the screen is so the bugs don't come in and the air can come in. But on the other side of the windows, you got glass. That's not gonna protect you from the EMF, the RF radiation that can come into your house. So I'm actually going to fabricate another screen. You know, you can buy screening material at your home improvement store and make another screen for the other side that doesn't get any air or where bugs don't go in, but for the glass. And when you put screens on there, then now your entire opening for your window has aluminum screening. And aluminum screening is another way to reduce the radiation coming in, especially from the radio frequencies, the RF fields. Okay? And they're actually pretty good. They can cover up to 98% reduction in RF fields. Now, when it comes to 5 gig, okay, and there's different ranges of 5G, 5 gigahertz. That might be another story. There's still research being done on how to protect ourselves from 5G. It'll help reduce it, but it won't totally eliminate it. And again, the technology they're coming out with is crazy. China is already operating 6G, and they're already working on 7G. What does that mean? This is military grade microwave. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you point it at somebody, turn it on, and the person drops dead right there on the spot. Right there on the spot. That's scary technology. Okay, you know it's not coming from God. It's actually, angel technology that's being manipulated for evil. All right, so much to worry about. But yet, I don't want you to panic. Follow the steps that we've covered to mitigate these fields and help reduce them. And again, we have God Almighty that's going to, again, seal us and protect us. He is our true fortress, the rock of our salvation. Okay? And if you're not sure about that, then you got to come join us on Saturday mornings, or Saturday afternoon, actually. Evening for you guys. In the mainland, because studying about God, learning about God, praising God as a community, as the ecclesia, is the Greek term, a church. We get to encourage one another, pray for one another, and the encouragement part is a big step in being confident that our Lord and Savior Yeshua HaMashiach is going to protect us, and deliver us. Okay, so again. We're good. We just have to do our part. God will do his part. He's always been doing his part. He's never failed at doing his part. Okay? If anybody fails in the relationship, it's us. We need to get plugged back in with the Lord as much as possible. And when I say come join us Saturday evenings, that's once a week. If you can find local fellowship, sound teaching, sound doctrine, or start your own Bible study, or
we got a lot of solid people.
Guys, we have to stay in God's Word every day, praying, studying, listening to Him. Reading His Word is listening to Him, and by doing that, we become a part of Him. I always thought, is it better to pray one time a day for 6 hours straight? 6 hours straight prayer, or is it better to pray in small, minute chunks throughout the day that adds up to 6 hours? What do you think? I think God prefers the small chunks, the bits and pieces of prayer throughout your day, because you know why? That means we're constantly thinking of Him. We can pray for 6 hours straight, and for the other 18 hours we'll be sleeping and doing whatever else, maybe not thinking of Him. But if we were to pray in pieces throughout the day, I think God would appreciate that more, because now we're giving Him our waking hours and devoting it to Him. And you know what?
That's sharp.
And when you think about that, if I was God, I prefer those people that are my creation, loyal and worshiping me, to be talking to me throughout the entire day. And I'm thinking that God is probably saying, yep, that's what I want. I want you throughout the day. And when you look at examples like Enoch or Hanok in the Old Testament, if you read the book of First Enoch, you'll see that he walked with God every day. And when I say every day, not just for 1 minute a day, throughout the entire day, he's fellowshipping with God. That's why he didn't face death. God took him out of the picture, He actually reduced his time fellowshipping with other human beings, other brothers and sisters in God, and started drawing back and spending more time with God himself. If you read in First Enoch, it says it started off as one day he'd be with the people out of the week, and then one day out of the month, and then one day out of the year he'd spend with the people. All the rest of his time was with God.
He was a hermit.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Good for Hanok, because he had that tight relationship, and God blessed him. God took care of him. And those people that tried to get fellowship with him, they followed him wherever he went. They said, "We'll go with you wherever you go. We want to know God through you." And these people, those people that followed Enoch, they were wise too, because they did what they had to do. So, with that example, and with that, the hour is over. I want to close us up in prayer after Isaac plays the song. Can you play a song? The Ahuvi? Adonai Ahuvi? I will turn it on. All right. Guys, it's wonderful having this time to fellowship with you all, to spend this time of fellowship and prayer and information sharing. The more we can help and share information with one another and pray for one another, you know what? Life is good. We got it so good. Okay? So, keeping that in mind, do not forsake the assembly, as Hebrews would say. Okay? Stay plugged in. Read your word. Okay? And if you got any Hebrew or Greek, use that as much as possible. You know what I mean? Get into the original. Get into pure fellowship with God, and in pure fellowship with your brothers and sisters. And man, then we can take out the Haagen-Dazs, and then we can party. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's Swiss almond vanilla up in heaven. Alian, if you ever see this show, then you know what I'm talking about. Are you ready? Not yet? Okay, I gotta gab some more. My son's he's still giving me some more electric field exposure from behind.
Justin Mack said he's looking for the new moon. So happy Rosh Chodesh.
Oh, that's right. Rosh Chodesh. And that's tonight. Rosh Chodesh. All right. Okay, after the song, we'll be back to close in prayer, guys.
Be
All right, guys. Great song. Again, good time of worship. You know what? We talked about EMF. We talked about amalgams and teeth and electric toothbrushes. Is it not working? Okay. Electric toothbrushes and or sonic toothbrushes and how that could be potentially dangerous. But on the flip side, I want to show you this. If you can see this, how's it clear, Isaac? Okay, kimchi. Okay, stopping the pain means that we also need to eat healthy and eat wise, eat organic. And like it was told to me, if you eat food, especially fermented foods like kimchi or sauerkraut and whatever else is you can get,
olives, pickles,
pickled items, yeah, pickled okra, pickled vegetables, beets, anything fermented. And again, also taking ACV, apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is one of the better things to put into your diet, whether you drink it or eat it. For Filipinos, we got lumpia. Fried lumpias, right into the vinegar with the salt, the garlic, the pepper. Oh man, killer.
or fermented poi.
Fermented poi, sour poi.
That's what I eat every
Yes.
night.
She's not even
Helps me
Hawaiian.
sleep.
She's more Hawaiian than I am. I'm darker than her. But-
We're not as Hawaiian as Marbley and Lance.
No, that's real Hawaiian.
Full-on Hawaiian.
Yeah, and they're smart because they know what's good. But eating the right foods will also help your body. Remember, when you're sleeping at night, the body's repairing itself. But in order for the body to repair itself, it needs the right foods and nutrients. And that's why we talk about supplements, right?
Yeah.
Getting good, whole, organic supplements, good, healthy food, living food. And you know, they say, what's living food? Is a steak a living food? Hot dogs, ham,
Bacon.
now, that's all the meat. But even breads, breads, pastas, they're not living. Living food is the kind of stuff that you get from your garden or from the grocery store that was alive not long ago.
Yeah.
Greens, vegetables, you know what I mean? Fish. If you can get fish that's freshly caught, or you know what I mean? Changing your diet and going healthy and eating a lot of living food will help the body become more alive. So again, we're not into the area of diet yet and nutrition.
And
but-
we're not medical experts at all.
Yep, we forgot to put the disclaimer up, but we're not. But you know what? We're covering all the bases because the body is more than just protecting from EMFs, and it comes from getting a lot of rest, getting a lot of good food into you, and then being happy. You don't want to be depressed. Psychologically, if you're not happy, that can also play down on your health.
And meditating on scripture and spending a lot of time in prayer, like everyone was talking about in the chat, how important it is to just spend time talking to Abba throughout the day.
Yeah.
Just like he is, he's like right here.
You know,
waiting.
the difference between a disciple and a so-called Christian is that the disciple is actually interacting with God. Yeah, we might sound crazy. Yeah, God, what am I doing now? What do I need to do? And people will see us talking to God. And it may look crazy to them, but to us, it's our relationship we have. So talking out loud to God is not a crazy thing. Even if you just mumble it or even think it, develop that relationship. Be like Enoch. Walk with him.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, sweetheart.
Okay, let's close in
We'll close
prayer.
in prayer.
All right. Dear Abba, we thank you so much for bringing everyone here tonight to fellowship with us and to just spend time learning about how to protect ourselves from all the electricity going on in our homes. Thank you, Abba, for giving us this wisdom and for sending your son Yeshua to intercede for us. Please help us, everyone here, to draw closer to the Most High through prayer and through just talking with you, Abba God. We thank you so much again for your protection this week, and we hope to see everyone again in a few more days for Hebrew class. We ask all this in Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen. So thank you, Marvelly, Lance, Kyle, Tammy, Justin Max, Sevens, Joshua, and whoever else was out there.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
Shay.
For your
Shay?
Philip.
Okay, she knows.
Yeah.
I have no idea
Everyone I
who's.
was talking with in chat. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for
Also.
joining us. And again, please pray on this, take it to heart, and start doing what you can. All right.
Okay.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Love you guys.
Love you all.